Today, I'm going to get into the top 5 daily habits that will help you extend your life. What if I told you that daily habits that you integrate into your life, they can either help you transform your methylation clocks, your biological clocks that determine the rate in which you're aging, or they can actually slow them down. There's some amazing research now coming out that will help us uncover and demystify what we can actually do scientifically to help us live a longer, healthier life. Look, I have studied for years in the longevity space. I've built a longevity practitioner certification program for doctors to go and understand all of these incredible elements of longevity medicine. And I work with a lot of the top researchers and high performers in the world that are looking for the best longevity solutions to optimize their health. And today, I just want to share with you a few things that I know will really impact your life. So make sure you stick around till the 5th habit, because it's a game changer. It's something that I think a lot of people overlook, and there's a lot of controversy around it. So habit number 1 is extremely important. It's called optimizing. It's all about optimizing your circadian rhythm. It's all about going to bed, waking up at the same time. This is probably one of the most powerful foundational rhythms and habits that you can develop and you can get your body into. Why? Because it essentially creates a consistent circadian or biological rhythm for hormone regulation around melatonin, around ghrelin, around various other hormones in your body that regulate your sleep-wake cycle. And so this is absolutely essential, because if you can get yourself into a really healthy biological rhythm around your circadian clocks, you're going to get deeper delta wave sleeps. You're going to get more REM sleep. You're going to have a lot of powerful things that happen during your sleep, like DNA repair and things of that nature. And disruptions in sleep, and people that don't go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time, they accelerate their aging process. Oftentimes, there's increase in various hormones the next day that cause them to eat more calories, things of that nature. So one of the additional tips to this to help you get your circadian rhythm dialed is go outside when the sun is setting, and then when the sun is rising in the morning, or whenever you wake up, go outside, get some morning sunlight. If you're in a cold location, you want to make sure that you get like a light panel that can give you the effects of the sun on your face. And what I do is I wear a blue light blocker 2 hours before I go to bed. These are blue light blockers. I have computer screens and even my phone. Check this out. So this is my phone here. 1, 2, 3 turns red just like that. I'll have to do a video just to show you how to do this. But this is a really cool little hack. If I just go 1, 2, 3, it's back to normal. 1, 2, 3, right? So my goal is to get off screens by 6 o'clock every single night, but it does help if you can suck the blue light out of your screen. So keep a consistent sleep schedule, even on weekends, ideally. And if you end up, staying up really late, just get back on track as much as you can. But my sleep schedule is typically 9:30 to 5:30, and that just works for me. So longevity science has also studied poor sleep in people that get, less than 7 hours and 6 hours of sleep, and it massively increases your risk of Alzheimer's disease, cardiovascular disease, and metabolic disorders. I mean, it is absolutely devastating what the lack of sleep actually does. So habit number 2 is developing some sort of system around movement. And what the research is showing now, which is very exciting, is that exercise snacks, or these little bursts of exercise throughout the day, whether it's push-ups or squats or lunges, or balancing on a balancing board, or one leg balancing or something along those lines, even fidgeting, with your legs or whatever you can do to burn some additional calories. In fact, exercise snacks, which is like, let's say, some squats that you do for 10 seconds to a minute, let's say, depending on your fitness exercise, that you do a few times a day, has been shown to be even more powerful than people that are doing some exercises just a few times a week in a way that is not necessarily very structured. So I think that this is very exciting. How can we integrate this into our lives? I just like to, at lunch, before I eat, just do some push-ups. Before dinner, I do some squats. And then obviously I get exercise, etc. But between meetings, I'll go and do some squats or some lunges, or I'll stand on a meeting on a balance board or something along those lines. The reason why we need to focus on creating a daily habit of movement and integrating different types of movement into our day is because a sedentary lifestyle is as dangerous as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. You heard that correctly. A sedentary lifestyle is as dangerous as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. So exercise can also really increase brain-derived neurotropic factor, which helps prevent transneurodegeneration, which is when the neurons in your brain kind of break down. And it actually is like miracle grow for your brain. It helps create neurogenesis, or the nerve cells to be able to grow and develop inside your brain. It also helps to reduce inflammation, right? So, obviously we would love for you to get 10,000 steps a day, right? We would love for you to do some sort of fitness elements every single day. And if you can't do them every single day, what I would love for you to do is integrate those exercise snacks, even if it's 10 seconds, even if it's 20 seconds of squats, even if it's just a short walk after a meeting, or some push-ups or sit-ups or something along those lines, dips on the end of the bed for your triceps. I mean, anything that you can do to integrate more movement in your day is really, really good. So those micro movements are absolutely huge. I do this right now while I'm standing. I've got a standing desk. If I want to bring this down, it can go down just like that. But I'm obviously wanting to, stand up for this. So the other thing that I love to do is stretch. So integrating stretching, I typically do this in the morning and at night right before I go to bed, is absolutely critical. Longevity science has proven that there are a ton of different neuropeptides, very healthy neurotransmitters that are critical and very neuroprotective for your brain, like brain-derived neurotropic factor that gets secreted and elevate inside your body when you are regularly moving every single day. The old adage of like, I'm going to sit at a desk all day and then go to the gym 3 times a week. I mean, that's old science. I mean, that it's good to do that if that's all, if you went from, say, not moving at all, but you do want to like just integrate movement throughout your day. I've got a balance board right next to me here. I'll show you what it looks like. That I use sometimes for meetings throughout the day. So again, this is there's a lot of little biohacking equipment and longevity equipment I have in my office here, but it's powerful. So habit number 3 is eating for longevity. So why does this matter? Eating influences the level of inflammation that you have in your body, your gut microbiome. It impacts your metabolic health. So what kind of eating should we do, right? I've done so many. I became human potential genomic certified, which is a mouthful, but I ended up understanding all of the ways in which we can look at the human genome. And I started to learn how to read through over 300,000 plus single nucleotide polymorphisms. I didn't read every single one, but the ones that stood out and that were problematic, I would read. And so we could customize your nutrition to your genes and your exercise regimen to your genes. We could see, and I can continue to see whether cold plunge therapy or red light therapy or saunas, help you at a heightened level, or if some of these modalities are actually damaging for you genetically. And so what was really interesting was that genetically, most people that I worked with did best on a low carbohydrate Mediterranean diet, right? So if you can cut out the processed gluten, grains, that would be absolutely huge. A lot of people are allergic to eggs. A lot of people are allergic to dairy. A lot of people are allergic to peanut butter. So cutting out some of those inflammatory IgG, IgE, immune antibody producing foods would be very helpful as well. But getting on a really healthy diet where you get healthy protein, plant phenols from like berries, olive oil, which I consume almost every single day, dark chocolate, and integrating that with a time restricted eating window. I mean, this is where you start to stack the longevity solutions at another level. So what I would like to see is, a 12-hour at a minimum eating window, or what I do is an 8 or even a 6-hour eating window. And that is very powerful. If you don't want to fast, that's completely fine. Women are different. Women should not be fasting in the latter part of their cycle, day 14 and on. They should be a little bit more higher carbohydrate. If you look at the book Fast Like a Girl and some of this other research that's out there, they can go hard in the first part of the cycle doing all these biohacking things and longevity things. But for women out there, it's better to give yourself a little bit of rest as you're entering into your cycle and during your period and during your period. So there's a lot to talk about there. I'll shoot a video in more detail about that in the future. So that is very powerful. Obviously, what eating healthy does is it stimulates, and fasting and integrated, it stimulates autophagy. Autophagy is the process of cellular cleanup, right? It's where your body's able to digest the bad things and kind of like remove them from the body. It's similar to what sleep does for the glymphatic system, which is the lymphatic system in the brain. It helps to drain all the toxins that get developed and stockpile in your brain over time. So this is triggered again by eating healthy, by fasting, and it can dramatically reduce the risk of age-related diseases. So that's tip number 3. Number 4 is to manage stress and recovery. A lot of people don't recognize that chronic stress shortens telomeres. It accelerates biological aging, right? We know that stress creates a lot of damaging effects in the body from a longevity perspective. So daily breath work, right? Meditation is huge. Cold exposure, sauna, creates hormesis and strengthens resiliency inside your body. Prioritizing sleep and really deepening the intimate relationships that you have, like being close to another loved one, secretes oxytocin, helps to reduce stress damage. And then laughing helps to increase nitric oxide, which helps to vasodilate the vessels and really help you increase oxygenation to tissues and things of that nature. So there's so many things that we can do to reduce stress, but one of my favorites is breath. If you box breathe, which we can do another video on various breathing exercises. If you do some Wim Hof breathing in the morning and at night, I mean, maybe not Wim Hof breathing at night. You want to do more relaxing breathing at night, but Wim Hof is really good in the morning. That can be a game changer for your longevity and managing your stress as well. So what we know is that stress management in the longevity science, it improves epigenetic expressions and really extends not just your lifespan, but also your health span, which is the quality of life. All right, now I'm getting to the last tip here, which is tip number 5. And so what we want to do is understand how to supplement smartly. Why does this matter? The reality is 97% plus of the supplements on the market come from cheap destinations where they're stuffing it with a ton of different toxic ingredients. And unfortunately, a lot of these ingredients have lead and mercury and other things because of the way that they process these quote unquote supplements. So you take these supplements, they're typically cheap supplements. You think they're doing really good for you. And ultimately the opposite is actually happening, right? There's an increase in rapid aging, a loss of elasticity in the skin. There's more wrinkling and degeneration in the body. So what you want to do is you want to look at the source in which you're getting your supplements. I'm launching a new supplement company. One of my products is a longevity product. It's probably going to be one of the top longevity products in the space when it comes out. I had some of the top scientists in longevity space help me formulate it, but we specifically picked the best methylated vitamins and specific ingredients and sourced them from certain areas around the world so that we could get the best bioavailability and synergy with the ingredients that are integrated together. So, you've probably heard of some ingredients like NR, right? Nicotinamide riboside. That's probably in the research the best precursor to NAD+. Okay. NMN is another one that has not been really shown in the research to really successfully boost NAD+. However, it is an important micronutrient and good longevity supplement to take. There's another research article that I'm going to talk about in a future video that's very powerful. It just came out around the importance of omega-3, vitamin D, and exercise in the reversing of the grim age clock, as well as the various other biological and methylation clocks of the body. So it's very, very exciting. So what I would recommend doing, what I like to do is I like to get my lab work done. I personalize my longevity stack to my lab work. I take a lot of supplements. My kids always make fun of me. I've got bags of supplements, but the reality is it works, and I can see it works because I'm pre-post testing my labs. I can see the biological clocks of my body reversing because of the different things that I'm experimenting with. And so targeted supplements support mitochondrial function. They really help prevent DNA damage, and they actually help promote DNA repair, and they ultimately help to reduce inflammation. All right. So that's a lot of information. I can riff on all these topics so much, but the first one again is optimize circadian rhythm. Second is daily movement, right? We want to get that daily movement in. The third is eat for longevity and integrate strategies that will help you live longer. Number 4 is manage stress and recovery solutions. And one of my favorite things is breathing. And number 5 is supplement smartly and really look at where are you getting these ingredients. They typically say all the right things on the panel on the supplement, but they're oftentimes junk supplements. So be careful. So if you like this content, please share it with your friends that may find it very useful. And I would love for you to subscribe. So hit that bell button, subscribe to my channel, and I would love to be able to add more value to you around the topic of high performance, energy, and longevity and wellness in the future. Thanks so much.